In Indian foreign policy, there have been some principles which were opted, especially after post-independent independence period, and those ethical aspects, those principles guided our process of development on the basis of peace. See, those were very important, and we can say that ethical aspects are the moral foundations which are running today's basis of Indian foreign policy. They are Panchsheel. Five virtues came out as a result of trade agreement between the Tibet region of China and India in 1954. So why we needed that? Because we need to understand the post independence era, the post independence period, that we were surrounded by the frightening neighbors like China, Pakistan, and especially the superpowers like United States were ready to enter into the South Asian politics. So we needed some principles on whose basis we can advance ourselves, we can talk, we can work with the peaceful method. So these Panchsheel talks with the stable methods to any country, and these were followed by the third world nations. Okay, the third world nations. Who are the third world nations? Those nations who got independence after 1945, especially after World War II, and these were previously exploited by their former colonial masters in a way that their resources got exploited and transported to the developed countries. Okay, and as well as these countries were unable, they did not have money, they did not have any machinery to utilize and exploit their own resources, and to utilize their resources they had to depend on the foreign aid and loans and international institutions. So that those were the third world countries. So the third world countries adopted this Panchsheel as well. So we can say that the first principle of Panchsheel was mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty. What is territorial integrity? That every country will respect others' territory, and every country will respect each other's sovereignty. Now, what is sovereignty? Sovereignty is a power of a country to make decisions without any external or internal influence, any pressure. There is no pressure on decision making of a country. That means that makes a country sovereign. So we are not going to disturb anyone's sovereignty, and nor we expect anyone to disturb our sovereignty. No one is going to enter in your country, and neither someone will enter into your territory. So that is ultimately mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty. Second is mutual non-aggression. We are not going to wage any aggression against any country, neither we nor they. Okay, and the third is mutual non-interference. Now, what is non-interference? That we are not going to decide what other country is going to do, and we do not expect at the same point of time the other country should guide us. At that point of time, in the 1950s and 60s, there was a process of making military blocks by on one hand by the Western countries like America and Europe, and on the other hand the Russia, China, and some of the dictators countries. So they were trying to interfere into your country's decisions, that you do what we say. And there was a time when when one of the American diplomats said that those who are not with us are against us. So this clearly reveals that the world powers, superpowers, were trying to take advantage to interfere in any country's internal affairs. So we put forth a principle of mutual non-interference as the third principle of Panchsheel. The fourth is equality and mutual benefit. See, I have already discussed that the equality means equal status of each country irrespective of its resources, its position. Okay, like in United Nations, every country should get a equal platform. Secondly, racialism should be ended. Thirdly, there should be a democratization of international relations. Fourth, there should be a equality of trade in international matters, and there are many other aspects associated with it. So why we called equality? Because we gained independence. Now we want equal status at par with the developed world. And the mutual benefit, if any deal is going to happen, if any developed country is going to make a deal with the less developed ones, so the needs of the less developed should be taken care in the same manner. Okay, so their needs should be recognized as well. Fine. And the last fifth principle is peaceful coexistence. Now, what is peaceful coexistence? Is that you live and you let live. And we also put forth this into the Human Rights Charter, that peaceful settlement of disputes. You're getting this point. The peaceful settlement of dispute. If any country is having any dispute with other country, whether it is the border dispute, whether it is trade dispute, whether it is any other dispute, that should be sorted out with the method of peaceful coexistence, that live and let live. Let's reach to a solution which is peaceful and which is acceptable to both the sides. So that is why these five Panchsheel principles paved a way to the world towards the development of third world nations.